The prodigal son is back on your screens. Welcome to the new year 2024. I'm your host, Ayanda Vezi, and with me is Desh Parthab, and this is Soccer Betting News. Desh, Happy New Year, man. How are you?
Hi, and hi, SPN viewers. Yeah, I'm very happy to be here. As you mentioned, the return of the prodigal son, and I've come with a bit of a different look today.
Yeah, I see, like, you look like young, man. You're like 18-year-old. 2024 must be treating you nice, huh?
I'm still accepted though, so let's get to it.
Yeah, 2 days to go before the AFCON kicks off in Ivory Coast. Bafana Bafana, I see you wearing the jersey. Bafana Bafana were in action yesterday against our neighbors, Lesotho. They drew, they failed to score a goal.
Yeah.
And we've been talking about them failing to convert those chances. And CBC got a red card.
Yeah.
What does this mean going into the tournament?
Yeah.
And looking at the team that we have in our group.
Honestly, it doesn't bode well. I mean, Lesotho, no disrespect to them, but they're not the most difficult country to play against. And, I think they're ranked like somewhere around the 150th. So it just goes to show if we can't find the back of the net against a nation that's ranked so poorly, like, what does that say against some of the nations that we are going to face in our group? I think we play against Mali. Our opening game is against Mali, and Mali smashed, I think it was Guinea-Bissau 6-0 in their pre-tournament friendly. So that just goes to show we are very much off the mark. I'm not sure if this opponent was the right quality to face. I mean, look, at this point, I'm just happy that we didn't get dismantled 3-0. Like that would have been really, really bad. But, you look at the competition that we're going to face. Mali, 6-0. Tunisia, I think they also played a goalless draw. But Tunisia, one of the best defensive teams. I think they've conceded just a single goal across 6 matches in qualifying for the AFCON tournament. So, I mean, that's absolutely frightening. And then you got Namibia, who, the danger man, he's gonna be
Dion Hart with the speed.
Yeah. It's gonna be a fixture to watch. I think that's the one that I'm really optimistic about. The other two, it's gonna be a case of let's not get hurt.
Talking about Mali, looking at the squad that we have, especially up front, people were complaining about the strikers that Hugo Bruce selected.
Yeah.
Can you see them surprising us in the tournament, or because I know lots of people they're not supporting the front line that we have there.
The duo, the attacking duo, yeah. Look, honestly, I think when he moved for La Pasa those months ago, it worked out. He restored faith in La Pasa, and La Pasa delivered the goals. I think at that point, La Pasa was playing for SuperSport United, being a Orlando Pirates striker.
Yeah.
So it just goes to show that Hugo Bruce didn't care about that, and he said you were the striker for the national team. He chose him, he handpicked him because there were quite a few options to choose from. Even up to now we got Shlongwane. I know Matiba was injured, but I'm sure he would have played if he was fit. Foster obviously rescinded the invitation. But even, a player like Mayo would have been perfect for that lineup. So I must say I'm also a bit doubtful if La Pasa and Makopa can get the job done because, honestly, they don't have the best attacking record of late. So I have to just believe in my national manager and hope that he's got what it takes, and he's been working with the forward line. But honestly, I can see that there were 1 or 2 players who, did raise the eyebrow not being selected.
Looking at this Bafana Bafana team, I think if my mind serves me well, I think this is the only team that played only 1 match before they go into the tournament.
Yeah.
And Hugo Bruce, before he announced the squad, he was complaining that the PSL does not support him.
Yeah.
Do you think maybe if we perform, if they don't do good in the tournament, the PSL is to blame?
Yeah. Look, when you put it like that, it does definitely make that bone of contention a lot more bigger.
Yeah.
So right now, there is definitely cracks there. You can see SAFA and the PSL are not on the same wavelength in terms of promoting the national team. And really, it's clear to see, as a patriot, I want to see my national team do well. I want to see the national team progress more than the nation's top league, which is the PSL. Even the PSL and the national team both have the issues. You look at the malillustration of some of the clubs in the PSL and, the success of Bafana, or rather lack thereof in recent years. So they both aren't without the issues. No one's perfect. But right now, these are the 2 major football entities in the country. And, there needs to be some marriage between the 2 of them because in other countries, you can see that it's like a feeder. There's some sort of synchronicity, meeting of the minds between those two bodies. You know, they more, but here
United,
exactly, you know, and that just amplifies the level of the football that we will put out. But right now, to say it's going to be a problem, I'm not sure if it's the main problem. As we did mention, a squad selection for me, you know, even somebody like Lorch, I feel like he could have been part of the team. You know, I'll always come back to our lack of central attacking midfielders being, you know, like in the squad. You know, even Masongani, you know, Masongani and Lorch could have been a perfect replacement for Themba Zwane, because Zwane is not going to play every minute. But yeah, you know, let me not get into that, because I think I did mention this in a previous video or a podcast. But you know, with your question about the PSL to blame, it's definitely going to be a contributing factor, because Bruce he foresaw this, and he said he sent 2 letters to the PSL, one before the league even started, before the 2023-24 season. He had already addressed that. He said that letter went out and there was no response received. He sent a second letter when the season had started, and that one there was responded, and unfortunately his request was denied for the league to end sooner. He said that apparently TV deals had been struck, media deals had been struck, the Carling Cup had taken place, the PSL had taken place, and you know, there was impossible for them to stop due to too many moving parts, and the national team suffers.
Okay, now let's go back into the game. Our first game is against Mali.
Mali, yeah.
Give me your analysis on the game. How do you see Bafana Bafana planning for this game? Because Mali, this is a good team, Mali. We mustn't undermine them.
Yeah.
And for me, I must say, I think this is the team that is going to top our group.
Yeah. Okay, you know, I actually...
Okay, before you give your analysis, let me tell you, I think we're going to lose against Mali, we draw against Tunisia, and we beat Namibia.
Yeah.
We're going to be, I think maybe we'll be the third team.
Third best.
Yeah, third best to qualify for the knockout stages.
Yeah.
That's my prediction. But I need you to give me your analysis on the game, on the opening game.
Okay, well, you know, the fact that we're playing the most difficult opponents in the first game, because I also agree with you when you say Mali is going to top the group. I think that, you know, what they've shown, the level of football that they've shown, and the, you know, the quality of the players that they have. Basuma, I think, from Tottenham Hotspur, he's going to be a central cog in that Mali midfield. So I think he's going to be a danger man for them. But it's going to be a lot of attack from them. And right now, we do have defensive-minded players. I'm very glad that most of our backline plays for Mamelodi Sundowns, because they know how to keep a clean sheet. They have been tested. They've played at in African football, you know, CAF competition. They've won at AFL, inaugural AFL. So that just goes to show that I have some faith that we could be better defensively than our attack. You know, so Williams in the net's going to have a busy day at the office. Mbala is going to have a tough day. I'm not sure. I know he's been struggling with some injuries, so we have yet to see how he's going to perform, if he's going to play. I think there's Ulu and the pairing with Sibisi. I'm not sure if that's going to work. But, you know, with Modiba and Mudau over there, I have faith that they also will play their best. And then we might just have a chance to hit them on the counter. We do have some pacey players, you know, Apollos is there as well. So you never know if maybe he comes on for the last 20 minutes, has a run at them, but it's going to be a lot of Mali attack, Bafana defending, and it's going to be a difficult day at the office, I'm not going to lie.
Do you think Bafana will absorb the pressure of Mali when they're attacking?
Yeah, it's good. Again, I really can't tell you, but, you know, looking at the form and the numbers, the statistics, Bafana have lost just a single game in the last 18 months or so. So, you know, there is that we haven't gotten hammered. You know, we haven't gotten thrashed or beaten up like we have.
The only time we got thrashed, it was when we played against France. That was the only time.
Yeah. But, you know, you look at our game against Ivory Coast in the FIFA World Cup qualifier, I think it was. We had a good show. You know, I think it was a 1-1 draw. Not the World Cup qualifier last year. I think we played in Ivory Coast at a friendly. We had a decent run.
Pocket.
Wilfried Zaha. So, you know, I think that game, Sebastian Haller of Borussia Dortmund played. Frank Kessie, I think at that time he might have been at Barcelona.
He was in Saudi.
He moved at Saudi, but it's a former Barca, former AC Milan. I think it was Milan captain, if I'm not mistaken. You had Wilfried Zaha, who was absolutely frightening. You know, he's playing, is a Champions League, he's a Champions League winger. So, you know, to have, and Sangare, I think Sangare was a right winger. So, you know, we have shown that we can play against really strong teams and absorb that pressure. It's just if the players are up for the challenge.
And we managed to beat Morocco not so long ago. So,
exactly, with Ziyech, Hakimi, El Nasseri, who is like dangerous. So, that just gives me some faith. But, with this being a competition now, those were individual fixtures. This is a competition, a 3-stage group leg that we're going to have to try our best. It's going to be difficult. I do think we're going to have to absorb the pressure. And like I said, I'm happy that we're better defensively than our attack right now.
Okay, your prediction on the game?
I'm going to go with a 2-1 Mali win.
Okay. Then give me do you see Bafana Bafana? Because I gave you my prediction on how the group is going to be like.
Lose, win, draw. That was yours,
Yeah. So yours...
For me, we're going to lose. I don't think we're going to beat Namibia. I'm going to come on, I don't think we're going to beat Namibia.
Okay, because we still have time, let's focus on the first game. Maybe in the match day 2, you'll give me your prediction on how the group will look like.
Out,
Okay, so that's it from me, Ayanda, Vezi, and with Desh, Parthab. To Bafana Bafana, we wish you nothing but the best. To our nation, please, guys, support our national team. Hugo Bruce and the guys, we love you and we wish you nothing but the best. Until next time, Giti. For
more soccer betting tips and previews, get the latest copy of Soccer Betting News for only 10 Rand at your nearest Hollywood Bets branch or news agent.